Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to What's Up 300 and insert number here. Welcome to the Critty Critty Bang Bang and the May three-way. This is stage 1. Stage 2 will be tomorrow night's mini crit. Stage 3 will be Monday night's cat race. We've done a little switcheroo just to keep things interesting, and because the big climby stage at the end probably means the competition remains open for a little bit longer over the 3 stages. I have a different tactic in mind for tonight, whereby I'm going to start off slowly and build up to it. Try and avoid what's happened in every other one of these, where I go out trying to hang on to a bunch and blow up 15-20 minutes into it and then try and recover. So we'll see how that works. I'm going to try and stay sort of well within threshold for the first few laps at least. Excuses, I've got plenty. Firstly, it's a Brazilian degrees in here. I did a 15k warm-up, not particularly fast, and that felt like a race. Hay fever, I've got hay fever coming out of every hole, if that's such a thing. Anyway, here we go for the Critty Critty Bang Bang. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a good race everyone, and go, go, go! Oh no, it looks like Chris Davis had problems. Oh no. And he's saying he's not getting any draft now. That's odd. I can see Scott and Peter Futrico just a couple of seconds ahead of me. Obviously just over the other side of this bump. There they are. In their very recognisable jerseys. Right, so I've joined up with these guys. Scott Money, Peter Futrico Robinson. I've got, I think that N. Thurkelson, is that Nikolaj Thurkelson? Blah, blah. Just saw Potato saying he's got nothing in his legs. I think that's going to be the case through the heat for most people. Certainly in the southeast of the UK. Ian Nelson's not enjoying things either. Okay, for anyone not familiar with what the WKG three-way is, it's a monthly 3-stage race. First stage is usually the hilly climby one on a Monday, followed by this crit race on a Tuesday, and then a mini crit on a Wednesday. It usually starts on the final Monday of every month, but like I say, we switched this one up, so the Monday hilly race is actually the final stage, so we get a couple of breaks between stages 2 and 3. A couple of days break, that is. Obviously we combine times of the 3 stages to find our overall general classification champions in each category. There are over the line time bonuses as well, so there's a lot to race for in every race. Even if you think you're out the back, you can pick up extra time with a sprint to the line. Okay, so my bunch currently: Christian, myself, Potato, Greenaway, Thurkelson. Getting lapped by all the A's trying to grab hold. Yeah, that didn't last long. I caught up with another bunch. Beck, Rafa, Greenaway, Ascensal, Roberts, Potato still here. Alrighty, we're about to get lapped again. Nice and faster, guys. I'm getting dropped by this bunch. My legs are crying. They've had enough. So even with the slow start, the 20-minute bonk still happens. That's frustrating. I couldn't stay with those guys. So it looks like they just pulled back to James Guppy, who's one of my three-way competitors. Yeah, he's 100 metres up the road. Putting out 3 watts per kilogram now, I think. Trying to make sure he stays in that group. I just haven't got the legs for it. I can see Chris Davis is catching me as well now. Awesome recovery. Potato telling me to push. I would if I could, dude. I'm happy to just back off for a little bit. Try and get some feeling back. And see what I can do. My legs are gone, man. I can't breathe, I can't spin. Come on. Potatoes drop back. Go and do your thing, buddy. I've got nothing else. Hey, Mr. Buckle, one of our newest members. Just about to lap me. Great to see you, man. Under the banner again. 4 laps to go. Please give me a draft or an aero. Oh, perfect, thank you. Okay, this bunch, although we're not all on the same lap, we've got MN, J Guppy, M Pow, Potato. I'm pretty sure Mark Deal's in here somewhere, yeah. I just saw him, M Shana, Woodley. Two to go. I think those guys that just went past me were sprinting for the finish. A couple of laps ahead of us. Great stuff, guys. I've got an aero. Do I use it on this lap and risk getting a crappy power up on the next? Or do I save it? If I don't pay attention, I'm going to have to use it to get back to the bunch. I slipped off the group. There's 7 seconds now. The guys I was with, I do know I'm racing Guppy. He's dropped back a little bit. Thank you, Debbie. As we come into the final lap, I've held my aero, so if it comes to a sprint, I've got something. Oh man, Potato, you really should have done that, man. Now I feel bad calling you Potato all the time now. He's dropped back to give me a wheel. Thank you, dude. I was kind of Lincoln Ballon S Chase anyway. Final climb. Now it's just about time. The last 800 metres. Yes. Oh my goodness. That last lap and the last sprint, absolute torture. I feel pretty sick now as well, I've got to say. Oh, I really do. Okay, Mr. Potato, dude, thank you so much. Not just for the wheel towards the end, but the encouragement was so nice to have. I really appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. And that was the difference between me dropping off halfway through the race completely and managing to salvage something. It really did make the difference. Thank you, dude. I can see I've lost a fair chunk of time on a few of my rivals. Steve Newton there, 40 seconds ahead, along with Andrew Lawrence, 30 seconds. Chris Davis, about 25 seconds, 20 seconds. We'll have to do some making up in the mini crit tomorrow. Right, jump over to Zwift Power, do the results, and then let's go and have a look at the table as it stands after stage 1. So here we are. After stage 1, in the A category, we have Blair Drader with the win on exactly the same time as Paul Waddington. Didn't get to see it on screen, but Zwift Power has them in that order. So therefore, Blair Drader picks up the 20-second bonus time, Paul Waddington 15 seconds, leaving just a 5-second gap between the two of them. So A category already shaping up to be a fantastic scrap. Let's move over to the B category results. Nothing quite as scary at the front for Paul Bailey, who won that by a pretty handsome margin of, what's that, 2 and a bit minutes. So he picks up the 20 seconds. Paul Hartley in second place. He is now standing 2 minutes 14 seconds behind Paul Bailey, with C. Pert at 1 minute 31 further back. Tony Kirkhaug 52 seconds further on. Our new boy Richard Buckle just 3 seconds behind Tony Kirkhaug, so that's a battle to look out for. Chris Sibbald at 39.33, so he's 1 minute 15 off Richard. And Mr. Elston at 1 minute 27 seconds behind Chris. Let's jump in to see what's going on in my category. Category C, brilliant win for Mr. Lovedale. He was, 15 seconds ahead of Martin Prop and picks up the full 20-second bonus. So he's now 20 seconds ahead in the general classification. And then there's a big jump to Mr. Newton, who's best of the rest. 3 minutes 37 off Martin, but just 12 seconds ahead of Andrew Lawrence, who's just 6 seconds ahead of Chris Davies. I have 28 seconds to make up on Chris Davies, and I have to protect myself from James Guppy, who's only 24 seconds behind me. So again, a big lead for first and second in the C category, and then from third place all the way down, it's pretty nip and tuck between everybody else. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on Chris Davies in front, James Guppy behind. Those are my targets for stage 2 coming up. Then we jump to the D category, just 2 riders in this category as well. And look how close that was. Future Co, 45 minutes 44 seconds. Scott Money, 45 minutes 47 seconds. So 3-second gap, and then obviously the 5-second extra bonus for Future Co, meaning they go into stage 2 with an 8-second gap between the two of them. It's all looking pretty tight, pretty exciting for stage 2. And as if by magic, here we are 24 hours later, just about to start stage 2, which is the Innsbruck Ring, 1 lap, 9 point something kilometres, mainly flat apart from what is now known as the Leg Snapper, which is a nasty little 500 metre climb at about 5k into it, I think it is. One of my favourite courses though. I absolutely love this route for racing. It's brilliant. It doesn't allow me the sort of build up slow tactic at all because it's over in the blink of an eye, but it's still always really enjoyable. I need to obviously keep an eye on Chris Davis, James Guppy behind me. They're both here. Looking at the Scott Money, Peter Future co-race, they're both here. Martin Prop's here, and actually the D's are about to go. Good luck, D's. And they are off. Obviously with the mini crit, it's staggered starts. D's, then a minute later C's, a minute later B's, and then finally a minute later the A's. But for the purposes of the 3-way, we obviously just take your finishing time. It's nothing to do with catching the group ahead of you as it ordinarily is. So I've now got 38 seconds. Everything seems to be working. My prep was absolutely spot on. As you all know me now, as a true Zwifting professional, I have spent the evening in the garden, drinking beer, eating burgers. It's my wife's birthday, to be fair, so it had to be done, and bless her for letting me even race. Anyway, 10 seconds to go. Let's fire up some watts. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. Stage 2, go, go, go. Good luck, everybody. Alright, I had to get onto this bunch because it contains both Chris Davies and James Guppy. So I've had to use my draft boost already. Bit of a sprint. Make sure I latch on just to give myself even the slightest of a fighting chance. This big bunch, you have One, Cheshire, Lovedale, Newton, Mays, Chapman, Davies, Prop, myself, Guppy, Cheshire, did I say? Asker, Elenetzi, all in this one shot. I don't think anyone wants to get dropped before the leg snapper. Here we go. Round this bend. Leg snapper time. Guppy did a great job. Pulled a good lead up and over the climb. I managed to just stay with Chris. This bunch, we're pulling back to James Guppy now. Martin Prop and Arjun Lovedale have disappeared up the road. They're fighting out the top 2 spots in the C category. Steve Newton's come right back, great stuff. Obviously killed it up that climb. I really could have done with an aero there. Got nothing. Beaten by Guppy. Oh man. Great race, guys. That's a killer. Wow. I managed to just pip Steve Newton on the line. But James Guppy held me off. And Chris Davies actually had managed to latch onto the group just ahead of us. Did a stunning job to probably win by about 10-15 seconds over me, I think, in the end. Let's see if I can check it out by category. Don't mean to ignore everybody. Obviously Sundstrom, Wales and Blair Drader are your actual top 3. In the 3-way, Blair's done it again by 1/10 of a second. Oh man, these guys are literally, after 2 stages, separated only by the bonus time. So that'll be a 10-second lead for Blair, despite the fact they both come over the line almost together. Great stuff, guys. Okay, in the Bs, Mr. Bailey again. 2 seconds this time over Paul Hartley. But it's another very strong win. And D Shaw rounding off the podium. Third in the three-way will be Ian Elston, 1/10 ahead of Tony Kirkhout. Excellent stuff. Okay, C category. So overall, S Mays, followed by, Lovedale. Great stuff, man. 1/10 again over Martin Prop. Those two, first and second in the three-way. Again, it's not much more than just bonus time that separates them. Chris Davis, superb job there, getting third in the three-way. Then James Guppy, 11 seconds behind, 2/10 ahead of me, and I was 6/10 ahead of Steve. Wow. Now, this is the one I'm really interested in. Scott Money, Peter Futureco Robinson. What have we got here? So the win, the podium goes to Wend, and then Thurkelson, and then Vicente. So well done, guys. And then if I scroll down, looking at the three-way riders, Mr. Money takes this one. So, what was the gap there? 4 seconds. Wow. 4 seconds plus the bonus time. Great stuff, guys. Oh, well, I'm pretty pleased with that. I didn't manage to beat Chris, which I'd really like to have done. But I stayed reasonably close. I think it was about 10 seconds in the end. Apologies that I'm mainly focusing on the C category, but obviously that's where my attention is, because that's where I race. So anyway, I did 3 watts per kilogram average. I'm pretty pleased with that. Right, I shall jump over, update the table, check out the proper standings and time gaps after stage 2.
So the times after stage 2 have been verified, and we have first place in the A category, Mr. Blair Drader, with the slimmest of margins going into the final race of just 11 seconds. Now these guys are separated only by the bonus time. That is an exciting position going into the final stage. Over to the B category, we have Mr. Paul Bailey, still with a very firm grip at the top with 2 minutes and 21 seconds over Paul Hartley. Then it's another 1 minute 52 back to Chris Pert. It's Chris, isn't it? Yeah. 44 seconds from Chris back to Tony Kirkhout, who has 1 minute 42 over Craig Sibbald. Our new guy Richard Buckle is just 16 seconds behind Craig, and then Ian Elston just 45 seconds behind Richard. So spread out, but given the nature of this final stage, those gaps are very clawbackable. It's a new word I've just invented that I think sums this up very well. Right, C category, where the real action is. Right, Mr. Lovedale, 25 seconds, and Martin Prop is keeping things nice and tight up there. Again, with the nature of this final stage, 25 seconds is very achievable. Then there is a big jump back to Chris Davis, who has managed to claw his way 1 second ahead of Steve Newton. The gap from Chris to Martin incidentally is 4 minutes 15 seconds, as you can see there. I lost out a little bit of time to both Chris Davis and James Guppy in the last race, but I did claw back a tiny bit on Steve Newton. So I'm now 42 seconds behind Steve and just 22 seconds ahead of James Guppy. So again, these are times, barring the gap between Chris Davis and Martin Prop, these are times that could very well change in stage 3. And then, I mean, this is the one. Still, 1 second separating Scott Money and Peter Futureco Robinson after 2 stages. I'm so excited by this. I'm not sure who the better climber is out of these two, but this course is made up of some power flats and some nasty climbs. So it may well be that it balances out even over the course of 1 stage. So this is the one I'm really interested in. Anyway, so there are your positions. There are your time gaps. As I said, my focus as we go into stage 3 is going to be 43 second chase to Chris Davis, a 42 second chase to Steve Newton, and then hope to hell that James Guppy isn't a serious climbing machine and I can keep him from my rear wheel. Right, Bologna, up and down, twice. Let's go and do it.
So this is stage 3 of the three-way. Although this will seem quite seamless to you from stage 2, a lot has actually happened in between. We had a team time trial on Thursday. We had the ridiculously savage RGT race up Bilac Nabar on Friday. I've had another race. No, I've had another ride with Emma, which, you know, didn't go great, I'll be honest. Anyway, I have a second screen running down here with my sub account of Goatee McCrampface, keeping an eye on the decap tonight. I'm not sure who I will follow. I'll tell you what, I will toss a coin. It's going to be obviously either Peter Futureco Robinson or Scott D Money. Heads, Peter, tails, Scott. Tails it is. Scott, you are the focus of the racer cam. I will try and flick around as well, but you will be the main focus. There's 1 second separating Peter and Scott, so hopefully that will continue through this round and you'll both be on screen anyway. Here we go, people. 4, 3, 2, 1. Final stage of the May 3-way. Go, go, go. Best of luck, everyone. Have a good race. Of course, there was me saying it'd be good to draft down to the first climb. Drafting is turned off in this race, so I do need to literally just go at my own pace. Over on the Racer Focus, I inadvertently have clicked on Peter Futureco and not Scott Money, and for whatever reason I can't select anybody else. So unless I can work that out whilst talking and riding, you'll be stuck with, you'll be watching Peter Futureco for the rest of this race. Here is Mr. Kev Stephen on my wheel. Good to see you, man. Working your way back to fitness. Great stuff. Aha! Right. Scott Money. Where are you, man? Is he up ahead of me? There he is. There we go. We have Mr. Money. He's got a half decent lead over Peter at the moment, I think. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on as they hit the climb. Okay, first 4 kilometres done. I'm still with Kev Stephen, P. McCluskey, Jay Walshaw just a second behind. Percy Santamaria is closing in. El Ibrahim 4 seconds ahead. And I know Steve Newton, who's one of my kind of targets, is up with that bunch with S. Salts and Jonesy lads, somewhere around there. Keith D I can see coming up 15 seconds behind. He's not part of the 3-way, but obviously it's always nice to beat him in a race. Looking down at Scott. See, Scott, I think, is on a TT bike from what I can see there. Interesting bike choices all round. I've gone with the lightest climber setup I could think of because I think that's inevitably where most time will be lost or gained. So, that may be naive. The advantages of a TT on these flat sections might be absolutely huge, but hey ho. There goes the Hoff. He had a nice steady start, building up to it. Probably more the sort of pace I should have been doing, if I'm honest. So I'm looking down at Scott. I can see he's actually 20 seconds ahead of me at the moment. I can't see where Peter is right now. In fact, yes I can. Peter is 52 behind me. So it's got 1 minute and 10 roughly as we go into the climb. Okay, we've done the little teaser lump. Now we've got this switchback, and boom, up we go. Okay, there is Mr. Scott D Money on the TT bike here. I can't see Futureco's timing now. Peter Futureco Robinson. Steve Newton 4 seconds up the road. I've not yet seen Chris Davis or James Guppy. I have no idea if they're even here, if I'm honest. I hope they are. I wouldn't want to beat those guys just through non-attendance. I mean, I'll take it. Cheers, AV Des, for the ride on. Back at you, dude. Here is the Hoth, just in front of me now. Hey, Pickles. Thanks, buddy, for the ride on. I can see you further up. And that is a very timely reminder. I probably shouldn't be talking now on this climb, but I will just say, for anyone that's been watching our videos, you'll know myself and Paul Nichols are doing a 100-mile South Downs race on the 4th of July. And I'd like to open the invitation to WKG. Anyone that wants to come and join us and get involved. It looks brilliant. Horrible, brutal, but brilliant. So I will be training hard for the next 4 weeks. But I will put something up in the forum, more official. But yeah, you're all invited. What? You're up for it? Alright, Emma's up for it apparently. Right, you heard it here first, people. Emma wants to do the 100-mile off-road South Downs race. Hey, Mr. Hunter. Cheers, buddy. Thanks for the ride on. Alright, I am going to have to stop talking now, I think. About, actually not even halfway up this climb. And I need to get some oxygen back in my lungs. Okay, just looking down at Scott Cam, Future Co. It's pulled back from 30 seconds to 20 in the last couple of minutes, really. So I think Scott needs to get over the top whilst on that TT bike and get that advantage back. If Future Co. Peter can get close, coming over the top of this, whew, it's game on. I'm still dueling away here with Steve Newton. Steve is also on a TT bike, I believe. Let's have a look. Yep. So, same again, I've got to make sure he doesn't get too much of an advantage coming over the top and down again. There we go. Top of the climb. I managed to gap Steve a little bit. Not necessarily enough, given how fast he'll be on the descent and the flat. And then obviously we've got to do this all again. That's handy, I've got a draft boost when draft is disabled. Wow. There's Kev. Oh no, it's not. Is this Kev? No. There's Kev, still going, good man. Don't overdo it though, dude. Scott dropped out. Surely not. I'll have another look in a minute. Here comes Steve. I told you about the TT bike on the flat. Wow. Oh no, Scott's still there. He's on the descent. I can see him on my screen. There's Future Co. comes through the banner. Let's do the U-turn and back down again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that draft boost isn't doing anything. Wow, Steve is flying now. There's no point in me burning matches to chase him too hard. Because, again, it's all about the climb for me. Just got a very quick glimpse at the front of the A category here with Blair Drader, Paul Wellington. They are separated by 11 seconds in total, so that's another race to watch. I keep losing Scott Money for some reason. I'll see if he comes back. He's gone from my screen as well now, so I wonder if he's had a nasty dropout or complete system crash. Steve 18 seconds ahead of me. His tactic is working really well, based on the fact that we finish with this flat run. If we finish at the top of the climb, I'd fancy myself on this bike, but we don't. Martin Prop's bonked. Oh no, he's still moving, but yeah, he's definitely dropping back. Yeah, heat doesn't surprise me, man. If Martin pulls out or finishes behind myself and Steve, that throws finishing bonus time into the mix with myself and Steve as well. Kev's done. Great job, man. I tell you, when I'm just recovering from illness, I wouldn't have made it up that first climb, so great stuff, dude. Go and enjoy that beer. That's cruel though, stop going on about it. I'm just looking down. Blair and Paul are on their second climb already. Wow. I think that Steve just went past me. The X is the switchback. Martin is still quite a way ahead. He's about a kilometre ahead of me, I think. So look, let me turn around, see if I can get a better idea. Yeah, there we go. 1.3 kilometres ahead. Now he's putting power out, it's up and down, but he might be able to recover. I think Steve's played a blinder here. He's been putting out power exactly when he needs to with that bike. He's going to have a bigger lead this time going into the climb, I should imagine, than he did on the last lap. And I would need a much bigger advantage coming down the other side of the climb than I had on the last lap in order to hold him off. So apologies that I'm not watching the Scott Money Peter Futureco race, but I think Scott has gone. I really hope I'm wrong, but it looks like it might be the case. Okay, Paul Waddington's got over the top of the climb with the gap he needs to take the win. He's, well, just about. He's 9 seconds now ahead of Blair. Wow, is this really going to go all the way? Blair's got an 11-second lead. Obviously there's bonus time, 10, 6 and 4 seconds for the first three. Paul now 15 seconds. He might just do this. I have to keep an eye on it. I couldn't tell you what's going on in the bees. Paul Bailey, I think he's there, and it was Paul Hartley, wasn't it, that was racing? Oh, I can't see it now. I can't see where Paul Hartley is. I got a feeling he might be ahead. Yes, he is, by about... No, I was jumping around. Come on, stay still. It's about 20 seconds, 15, 20 seconds, I think. But I think Paul Bailey has got a good couple of minutes from memory. So I missed it, but there must have been a brilliant attack from Paul Waddington to get over the top. So he's now stretched out 40 seconds. I mean, it's slightly misleading on the descent. So we'll get a better idea once they both reach the flat. But even so, that is a healthy lead. And he's down the bottom hairpin. And he'll start powering towards the line. Wow. Okay, I'm about to hit the climb. Steve Newton, 26 seconds ahead. That's only because he's climbing, I'm on the flat. I can tell you Paul Waddington stabilised at 30 seconds roughly. Back to Blair as I go up again. Okay, I think Paul Waddington's into his last kilometre. He's got 40 seconds over Blair. They've been kind of matching each other for power. I think Blair now knows it's a done deal. Stunning ride. Both of you all the way through this competition. And then that attack over the top of the climb has done the job. Meanwhile, on Torture Hill, I'm still 13 seconds behind Steve Newton, chugging away. I don't think I'm going to get him before the top, and then he's going to disappear. But I'll keep trying. Last 200 metres for Paul. Easing back. Incredible stuff. I think the screen recording stopped anyway. Bugger. Oh, I'm on both screens now. How big-headed is that? I'm trying to pick someone from the bees. Mr. Bailey. There we go. He's in his last couple of K as well. Oh, struggling now. This feels so much harder than it did first time round. As you probably can't see it, so I think the screen recording stopped, but Paul Bailey, 500 metres from the finish to win the B category. Incredible. It was a done deal for him. Paul Hartley's pushed him hard. He's just 50 seconds behind. But he had a couple of minutes to make up from previous rounds. And there we go. Paul is done. Great stuff, man. Right, I need to try and find Mr. Lovedale. And there he is. Yay, perfect. This is our C category leader. And I think Martin Prop was second behind him. And he's about 30 seconds behind him on this race. So it looks like Monsieur Lovedale. Don't know why I said Monsieur. He's Norwegian. It looks like he's going to take the win for the C category. Steve Newton's managed to pace this so brilliantly. He, on a TT bike, on this climb, he's still got better power than me. Superb stuff, man. Chapeau. Mr. Arjun Lovedale is into his last 500 metres to win the C category. So we've had Paul Waddington, A champion, Paul Bailey, B champion, Arjun Lovedale, C champion, and it's looking like Peter Futuco Robinson as the D champion. There we go. Mr. Lovedale is finished. Excellent stuff, man. Looks like Craig Sybil's finished as well. Not far behind him, hang on. Looks like Craig worked him very close in that race. Great stuff. Let's see if we can pick up Futuco. I can't see him here. I wonder if he's pulled out as well. Who was ahead out of those two in the league? If Peter was ahead, he saw that saw that Scott had pulled out. Maybe he decided he didn't need to finish it. That might be the case. I can't see him on screen. I also still haven't seen Chris Davis or James Guppy. So at the moment, it's looking like C in the three-way is going to be Arjun Lovedale, Martin Prop, Steve Newton, and myself. Alright, last 2 and a bit K for me. I'm going to up the power a little bit, see if I can scare Steve into bonking. Straight away, 3.7 watts per kilogram as soon as I up my speed. Nicely done, Mr. Newton. Percy's just about to finish. Great job, Percy. Jump back to Martin, he's just about to finish. Apologies that I don't think you're seeing any of this, but obviously I can still commentate on the other guys because I can see them. And Martin, he's got about 100 metres to go. I haven't got the legs to chase Steve anymore. That little burst was it for me. There we go, Martin Prop done. The next to come up will be Mr. Steve Newton, 46 seconds ahead of me. There we go, Steve over the line, 300 metres ahead of me. Great stuff, man. Taking the bronze position, I believe, in the three-way. And I'm just off the podium, or last, whichever way you want to look at that. There's the laser gate. Cheers, Craig, for the ride on. I'm glad I managed to hold off P. McCluskey. So we were nip and tuck up the climb, and he was putting out really good speed on this last flat bit. But yes, Bologna twice, bloody well done. Whew. I love that as a race course, I've got to say, but frickin' hell. Right, let's just quickly run through the overall podiums. We have M. Kahutek, P. Waddington and Blair Drader. And obviously the key there is Paul Waddington wins the championship for the A category over Blair Drader. Absolutely phenomenal. What a race. And in the Bs we have Nico, followed by Paul Bailey and Paul Hartley. Again, Paul Bailey, he already had one hand on the title anyway, but that just firmed it up. Great stuff, guys. Well done, Paul Hartley, for making it a competition at least. So that's your podium for the Bs. In the Cs we have G. Mangan, S. Davis and J. Jimenez. Well done, guys. Yeah, power-wise, not much I can say about that. I can't remember. Oh, of course, what am I talking about? 3.2, right. So G. Mangan and S. Davis, nah. So Jimenez, Frills, nah. Misselhorn, no. It's looking like it's Jimenez, Paul Pickles Nichols, and Jay Houghton. And then obviously the win in the three-way for Osrin Lovedale. I am pronouncing your first name right, aren't I? Probably not. Who took it over Martin Prop, who then took it second place ahead of Steve Newton, with myself in fourth. And that's it for the Cs. And in the Ds, did we get... No, we haven't had... I mean, there's still D riders out on the course, but I'm thinking both Peter and Scott pulled out of that one. In which case, the title goes to whoever it was in front. I think it was Peter, who was 1 second ahead. Let me just quickly check. Bear with me. Oh, what I can tell you while I'm looking these results up is that Scott was kicked out of the game. He does not look best pleased. I've just seen a message there. That is horrible. So was it Peter that was ahead? No. It was Scott that was ahead. Now, I wonder if Peter pulled out as a sporting gesture. If so, that's incredible. And to be honest, I think Scott would agree. We will call that a draw. I mean, you were separated by 1 second anyway. No one knows what was going to happen because it looked like Scott had the legs on the flats, Peter had the legs on the climbs, and it was going to be a similar situation to myself and Steve Newton, but you just don't know which way it was going to go. Wow, well, I'll look into that deeper. But anyway, those are your champions, from what I can tell. So another three-way in the bag, and I have to say, that was thoroughly enjoyable, even in this heat. Having the climbing stage last keeps the competition open for longer, and I thought that last stage was absolutely brilliant. Congratulations to our winners and to everybody that took part. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for racing. I am now going to be really cutting back on the indoor racing and riding, weather permitting, in preparation for this gravel ride on the 4th of July. I'm going to be outside, making the most of the dry weather, getting some miles in on my gravel bike. But obviously I will still be active in the forums, and I will be video logging my outdoor ride, so I'll still be here. Anyway, I'm waffling again. Thank you all, and I'll catch you on the next one.